Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Knowledge King, and today we are going to start with a new episode of operators. In this series we'll be continuing example of hello world. So now I'm not going to create one single part of operators, okay, because there are a lot of operators that we have to see, and that's the reason I'll be probably dividing this whole video in 2 or 3 parts. And operators are something that it's like mathematics, simple calculations that you can do. This is the list of operators. So there are around 6 types of operators that you use in our day-to-day life. Okay, so like arithmetic operators, there are multiple arithmetic operators that we have, like plus, minus, multiplication, the star mark that you see, that's a multiplication sign. Division, it's not a backslash, it's a front slash. Then percentage sign is nothing but your modulus. Okay, double plus, double minus. Okay, those are usually called as increment and decrement operators. Assignment operators like equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division equal to, and mod equal to. Comparison operators, double equal to, triple equal to, not equal to, it's an exclamation, that means it's a not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, and less than equal to. Logical operators, and operator, it's a double and, but that is called as and. Double single lines, that is an or operator. And exclamation, it's always called as not operator. Ternary operator, it's a question mark and a colon. And type of operator, basically it helps you to define or to understand or to get what type of operator that you're using. Let's start with the first one, arithmetic operator, and see what is an arithmetic operations that we can do. Till now we have seen theoretical sessions of how to create a variable, but for the first time we are going to create a variable. Let's say our first variable would be a. We add a value of 10 and a variable b, that would be 20. Let me give some space so that just it looks good. Nothing related to your JavaScript. Semicolons to make our JavaScript understand that yes, I'm terminating my line there. So it's always a good practice that you keep adding semicolons to the end of your lines. Okay, now our first arithmetic operator, that is your plus operator. I'll just add a new variable c equal to a plus b. Okay, a space, a plus b. And now what it will do is, it will, whenever you see an equal to, okay, that is our assignment operator. Okay, whenever you see an equal to, what will happen, your JavaScript program will always see what is on the right hand side of your equal to sign. It will calculate that first, and then it will reassign the same value to our left hand side. That means always a and b, a plus b will be executed first, and then the value would be assigned to c. Simple as that. Whenever you see an equal to sign, that means right hand side calculated, put it back to the left hand side. Simple. So now what will happen, now your a has the value of 10, b has the value of 20, 10 plus 20 equal to 30, and we are just putting back the value of a plus b into c. So that means your c will have 30. If you want to check these values, how we can do is, for now let's try using alerts. We'll use consoles later. So c, I'll print c. Let's run our first program, and that says 30. Okay, we'll also see string concatenation. So let's say I want to say कि my answer is 30. How I can do that? Inverted commas and plus. Plus will also help in concatenating string with any other string, numbers, boolean, and etc. So when there are 2 different data types, okay, it helps to concatenate. Not only to 2 different data types, it can be even concatenate. We even can concatenate string with string. So my answer is plus c. So I'll just give a space to make it look good. So how this will happen now? So what JavaScript says is, okay, what you're trying to do is you are trying to add 2 things, but now the first thing that you're going to add is a string. You cannot add, if you just try to do this thing into some other language, it's gonna throw an error. But what JavaScript thinks is, JavaScript is much smart. Okay, what JavaScript will think is, oh, he doesn't want to add this, he wants to concatenate it. That means he wants to join it. And as JavaScript is smarter, he will just print it as you have written it. My answer is, it does the calculation, whatever value is there in C, you can directly print it. Alert not only just prints the value, what you can do it, you can also, let me remove the variable C, you can also do the calculation here, A plus B. Okay, I'll just put it in brackets. Okay, brackets are always solved first, so you should always remember that whenever you see a bracket, round brackets, they are always and always solved first. So how this will be executed, now what will happen, so it will start like this, my answer is, but it sees, oh, it's a bracket, so now I have to solve that bracket first. So it will say 10 plus 20, it is gonna calculate, it's gonna print 30, you're gonna see is this would be your result. Let's see if our answer is still 30. Refresh, and yes, every time you have to refresh. Okay, HTML program will not automatically refresh, but you have to refresh it. Your answer is 30. Let us change the values and see if our program is still working. I'll say A is 20 and B is 20. So now my answer should be 40. Let's refresh. F5 or Control R or Control F5, all are okay. So my answer is 40. So that means our program is still working. This is the power of your plus operator. Plus operator works in multiple ways. Okay, the first one was to add two numbers, the second one was to concatenate two different values. Okay, one was string and another was number. Never to get confused when it is concatenating and when it is adding, because whenever you see a string, that means your plus is always and always going to concatenate. And what is a string? Whichever value you see in inverted comma, that means it's a string. Got it? I'll show you something which is quite interesting. Okay, now tell me, what I did is A equal to inverted commas 20 and B equal to a number 20. Okay, now A is a string, B is a value. What I try to print is A plus B. Now you just pause the video for a moment, think over it, what would be, I'll just save this, Control S, think over it for a minute and tell me what would be the answer in the comments below. Okay, what do you think would be the answer before cheating and before watching the next step of our video? Okay, press pause, think over it. Coming back to our answer. Okay, so now answer would be 2020. Why? Because what JavaScript is seeing is it's a string, and whenever JavaScript sees a string, it does not add it. Okay, what it does is it tries to concatenate it, and the same thing happened here, that the first value was a string, the second value was a number. So what JavaScript did was, whenever it started to see a string, it concatenated it. That's why 20 of A, 20 of B, and that made the answer 2020. It's not 2020, it is actually 20 string and the number 20. This was all about your first arithmetic operator, that was plus. The same thing goes with your minus. Okay, let me come back to our original values. Let me just increment the value of A. Okay, coming back to our original value, now I have A equal to 30 and B equal to 20. What I try to do is A minus B. And let's also see the second way to print something onto our body. What I'll do is I'll just say document.write. Okay, so whenever you see document.write, that means it is going to write, okay, whatever you're trying to print in A minus B, it's going to start writing into your body tag. So to make it more simpler, what the output would be, hello world. Okay, and then your answer A minus B, that is 10. So if you see the output, that would be hello world 10. Okay, easy. So now we saw another method of printing the values. That the first one we saw was alert, the second one we are seeing is document.write, and the third one is our favorite, console.log. Okay, we are going to see how this also works. Now let's jump on to the third arithmetic operator, that is your multiplication sign. Okay, it's not X, it is star that you see either on the numeric pad, or it's usually on the number 8 above it. So you can just press shift and 8. Oops, shift and 8, and that's going to print a star for you. Okay, console.log, how this is going to work, you're not seeing your answer anywhere. Okay, the way to see console is quite easy. Right click, either go to inspect, it's already showing you a shortcut control plus shift plus I, or the best way to do that is function F12. Okay, the F12 button that you have on your keyboard, function F12 is gonna directly open the console for you. Okay, and see, it is printing number 600. If you just multiply 30 with 20, it's always going to be 600. So to make it a smaller number, I'll do 10 plus 10 into 2. Okay, that is going to be a smaller number. Refresh, and the value would be 20. The third way we printed, and the third arithmetic operator that we saw. Okay, so it's usually, let me just quickly zoom this for you. See, the value is 20. Now before we jump to our next operator, arithmetic operator, that is our division and modulus. Okay, we'll see what is a division and what's a modulus. Okay, modulus is nothing but a remainder. To understand it much better, okay, let's check out this a small mathematical function that we have learned throughout our school time. Okay, this is the way we used to divide. That 11 is divided by 5. In mathematics, how we used to do is 5 into 2 is 10. So 11 minus 10 is 1. 1 would be your remainder. So the answer to this problem, okay, whenever we divide 11 by 5, the answer is 2.2. Okay, you can see it in the console below. Okay, so it usually divides into the numeric decimal points. Okay, and 2.2 would be the final answer. And what modulus will do is, it will just, the writing method is simple. A modulus or percentage sign B, that will just give you the remainder of the value. So 11 divided by 5 that we saw in the presentation here, 11 divided by 5, the remainder is 1, and the same remainder that we are going to print on the console. So that is 1. So this is how your division and remainder works. Another arithmetic operators are increment and decrement operators. So that is your plus plus operator and a minus minus operator. This we have to understand it a bit in a different way, because these operators are quite interesting. Okay, so whenever you want to increment the value by 1, okay, I'm just repeating it again. Whenever you want to increment or decrement the value of your existing program by 1, you usually use plus plus or minus minus operator. Okay, we usually say it as plus plus or minus minus operator, but that's an increment or a decrement operator. Let's see a small short program for it. Okay, I'll just clean this whole thing. What I'll do, I'll say, let's start with the same program. A equal to 10, B equal to A plus plus. There is no space into plus plus. Okay, it's one single statement, A plus plus. And now let's print the same values in console. A equal to plus A. I'm concatenating now A with A plus B equal to plus B. So what we are doing, we are printing the value of A and B in a single line. So how it will be executed? It will be printing the value of A. So A equal to value of A, B equal to value of B. Okay, into our consoles. What do you think the value would be? So to understand this program, okay, your answer is simply hidden into this whole statement. So what it will do is, before assigning, okay, see A and then it is plus plus. So what it will do, first we have A. So think it like that, A will be moved to B and then A will get incremented. Okay, so the value of A is assigned first because A comes first, and then we have plus plus. That means after you assign the value, go and get incremented. So when you print this value, your output would be something like this: A equal to 11 and B equal to 10. You want to see this? Let's just refresh and see the output. See, A equal to 11 and B equal to 12. So what happened over here was, again, as A is before plus plus, A is assigned to B and then it gets incremented. Now let's do it vice versa. So we'll do plus plus A. Okay. So what do you think it will happen now? Now plus plus comes before, so that means increment the value of A first and then assign the value of A to B. So think it, okay. First, before assigning the value to B, what you should do is increment the value of A. So A will become 11 and then assign the value of A to B. That means the value here would be 11 and the value of B would be 11. If you want to see this, let's quickly run, and the output of A is 11 equal and output of B is 11. This is the simplest way you can remember this. Okay. Now let's see of the same example, okay, with minus minus. The logic still remains the same. So if you see this program, we have A first, okay, the minus minus comes later. That means assign the value of A to B first and then decrement the value of A. So the value of A would be 10 minus 1, that is 9, and the value of B would be 10 because we are assigning the value of A to B first and then we are decrementing it. Let's quickly run and see, refresh, see, the B remains 10 and A will become 9. So now what we did is, without any spaces, there are no spaces over here, minus minus A. So again, what the program will think is, the minus minus comes before, so decrement the value of A first and then assign it to B. So what will happen? So A is 10, decrement the value of A by 1, so 10 minus 1 would be 9, so this whole output will become 9 and 9 would be assigned to B. Okay, so A would be 9 because we have already decremented the value of A and also we have assigned the same value to B, so A would be 9 and B would be 9. See, we ran it and A is 9 and B is 9. This is the simplest and most easiest way you can remember an increment or decrement operator. The biggest confusion that every programmer has is between A plus plus, A minus minus, plus plus A and minus minus A, okay, or minus minus anything that you're trying to print. So this is the easiest way you can remember it, by just remembering the position of the operators, okay, plus plus and minus minus, where exactly it is, and you can calculate the end value quite easily. This is the way I learned, and I hope this is a simplest way that you can also remember, okay, just by looking the position of plus plus and minus minus. For now, I think this video has already become quite lengthy. Let's cut this video short, and I hope now we can come back to all the remaining operators: assignment, comparison, logical, ternary, type of, and there are some more. Okay, we can see these operators in our next session of our video. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe, like, and comment if you want to know something more about operators in this series. Thank you.